Joe. I would ask that you turn your cell phones off for the evening through the program, please. And if you would please stand for the national anthem, performed by Lowell High School alumnus Mr. Joseph Regan. We appreciate your time and talent providing us with music for this evening. Welcome, honored guests, students, staff, family members, and friends. This is a special evening for all of us as we celebrate our 45th graduation ceremony. Good evening. My name is Betty McKiernan, the director of the Abisi Adult Education Center here in Lowell. I'd like to make a few introductions. With us this evening, we have Mayor Sukari Chow, Superintendent Dr. Joel Boyd, School Committee Woman Susie Chun, School Committee Man Dominic Lay, and former Mayor and current City Councilor John Leahy. Thank you. Welcome to all. This is a very special night for our graduates, their families and friends, and for our staff. First order of business, a big round of applause for our graduates. They are the reason we're here to celebrate this evening. For 45 years, Abisi Adult Education Center has provided English as a second language and basic skills instruction to thousands of adults from Lowell and Greater Lowell. Mr. Fred Abisi, former Mayor William Samaras, and the late Dr. Patrick Mogan established this program 45 years ago. Tens of thousands of students have enrolled in our program over the years. Abisi Adult Education Center is the largest adult basic education program not only in Massachusetts but in all of New England. We offer in-person classes, daytime and evenings, at our center located at the former Green School and at Lowell High School, as well as several satellites throughout the city, namely Community Teamwork and the Cambodian Mutual Assistance Association. We also offer remote classes, both mornings and evenings, and we're very fortunate to have over 40 local organizations with whom we collaborate. This year we served nearly 1,600 students, and we are graduating 153 students with high school credentials. And this includes graduates from 2020, 2021, and the current year, 2022. Tonight, 406 students are earning a certificate of completion in English. We have only a small portion of the graduates here tonight, Some have already begun college, some are working or have other obligations. In this year's group of students, ages range from 17 to 73. Students from 57 countries speaking 37 different languages were enrolled in our program this year. We are most fortunate to have an outstanding staff at Abisi Adult Education Center. Each year, I tally the total years that current staff members have worked at Abisi Adult Education Center, and the number is quite impressive. I might be off by one or two. A collective 1,440 years. That's a lot of experience to bring to our students. It is no exaggeration to say that months of preparation are involved in tonight's ceremony, and every single staff member would no doubt say, our students deserve this. We're very happy to do it. I would ask each staff member to stand or wave so that we can show our appreciation. Thank you for all you do. Thank you. This year, following the height of the pandemic, we made a few changes to our programming. We participated in the Lowell Public Schools' equity access to the COVID-19 vaccine and all of the resources. We conducted in-person testing at school with no nurse, I might add, and also provided take-home tests to all interested students. We offered social studies classes for all ESOL students this year as well. We enrolled 106 students in our own citizenship classes, and so far, 19 students have passed the exam and received their certificates. They are now United States citizens. We had 21 students enroll in our Mass Step CNA, Certified Nursing Assistant Program, with our partners at International Institute and Middlesex Community College. We also, I must note that we have a very generous group of students and staff who donated, among other things, donated ethnic food to the Coalition for a Better Acre Food Pantry. They raised $550 through a holiday raffle, which was then donated to It's All About the Kids. And just 2 weeks ago, we had 51 walkers participate in the Team Walk for Cancer Care, and that group raised $2,596. Through our partnership with Lowell Community Health Center, students received help setting up medical appointments and applying for health insurance. Several classes visited the Pollard Library for a tour and to also learn about their services for themselves and their children, and 35 now have a new library card. It's important to note that over 50% of our students are parents of Lowell Public Schools students. Through another important partnership with the Mass Higher Career Center, hundreds of students had an introduction to Career Center services. Over the course of this year, students have attended virtual job fairs, that was a first, and participated in in-person and remote activities at the Mass Higher Career Center. I could go on and on describing the achievements and activities our students enjoy, but that would take the entire night. Our program is funded in large part under the City of Lowell Public Schools. We're most fortunate to have the city's support. A word of thanks to City Manager Tom Golden and the City Councilors. Thanks also to Superintendent Boyd, the Lowell Public Schools Chiefs, and most important to the Lowell School Committee for their support. In addition, we receive a significant grant from the Mass Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. To the graduates, we congratulate you, your families, and your friends who have supported your efforts. For those receiving a high school credential, new opportunities await. You now have the option of continuing your education in college, entering career training programs, the workplace, or perhaps the military. To our second language learners, you have shown dedication to improving your English, a skill that will serve you well in your job, with your family, in the community, and in further education. I would like to share a little inspirational story with you. Thomas Edison, the famous American inventor, did not learn to talk until he was 4 years old. He went to school, and after 3 months, his teacher sent him home, describing him as addled, which means she didn't think he could think clearly. Edison was inquisitive, always wanted to know how things worked, and over his lifetime, invented nearly 1,100 different items. These are Edison's words: "Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. Never give up." You have all worked hard for your successes, and we're very proud of you and wish you all the very best. Congratulations. At this time, I would invite Mayor Sukari Chow to address us.
Congratulations to the class of 2022. That is awesome. It's not just your brothers and sisters or nieces and nephews or your kids who are graduating this year. You also are graduating in one of the most important years to graduate in the history of the world because of the challenges that all of you have gone through the past 2-3 years during the pandemic. I'm so happy to be speaking here in front of you today because I look at every one of you. I am you 40 years ago. I came here as an immigrant. You are like me. You are like my brothers and my sisters who try to learn English. And how many of you here remember the first English word that you learned? Anybody remember the first English word that you learned? I do. It was brick. All of you know what a brick is? Right? I did not when I first landed in America in 1981. And that's because I came from a country, it was war-torn country, and all I saw was dirt and rice field. So I had no idea what a brick was. So when I was learning that the first word English, no clue, because if you don't speak the language, the teacher cannot communicate to you, explain to you what that word will mean. So I was in first grade. My teacher took my hand, walked me outside the school, and showed me brick. I was like, wow, that's amazing, that's called brick. And many years later, maybe my 4th grade or my 5th grade, I got more advanced in learning how to speak English, right? So now you're learning how to conjugate the verbs, and you got past participle. And I was sitting with my 4th or 5th grade ESL teacher, and I remember her name because the person that teach you how to speak a new language, you're always going to remember that person. And then I don't know why at that time she thought it was funny, so now we try to learn the participle, the conjugating of the word drink, right? So how many know how to conjugate the past participle of drink? She told me, oh, you're not gonna like it. It's drink, drank, drunk, right? I had no idea what drunk was. So, unfortunately, maybe some of us do know now as an adult, right? And later on, you go to through high school and college. I'm an immigrant. I learned to speak English as a second language. Now because I'm in a regular school, now I have to learn a second language. I say, wait a minute, English is my second language. So I thought it was easy to learn how to speak Spanish, right? Because I have a lot of Spanish friends. I figured, I've got to learn, it's going to be easy. I'm going to focus my time on learning English, studying, and so forth. But by the time you get, again, to conjugation, Spanish is a very difficult language. The short and long of the story is, learning in America, learning a new language, learning the material is very, very difficult. And by seeing all of you here tonight, I want to congratulate you from the bottom of my heart for succeeding. Learn the language, learn the educational value, because we all come from a different country. We come from a country and a culture that value education. And education will lead you to have a good quality of life. And that's why you push your kids to study hard, to fall through the education system. And that's why you push yourself to learn, to achieve, to graduate. Just one last story. My mom came to the United States at such an older age, right? She didn't go to school, didn't go to high school, didn't have time to go to GED and so forth. So her dream was to become an American citizen, right? Like all of us, we want to become an American citizen. And how do you become an American citizen? You have to pass the test. How do you pass the test? You have to study and read English. So my mom, she was illiterate in her country also to have a native language, because in our country, we all came from the farm area. There was no school, and also female were discouraged to go to school. But it was her dream, and she brought 7 kids on her own to come to America. So day and night, she would either have me or other grandkids would tell her the question in English, and she would memorize the questions in English. And then she would memorize the answer in English. And by luck at that time, when she went to take the test to become a citizenship, they asked her only one question. Why do you want to become an American citizen? Easy, right? Because she wanted to vote, and she passed. So when you are graduating here, whether from GED or from education, you are setting yourself up for a wonderful future for yourself, for your family, for your kids, for your grandchildren. And I came here again as an immigrant at the age of 9. I grew up in the acre, and I can't believe it. I am now the mayor of this great city of Lowell. So we are in this together. Does not matter when you start to learn English. Does not matter when you achieve your dream. We're all in this together, and on behalf of the school committee, on behalf of the city council, on behalf of the entire city, I congratulate all of you.
Thank you very much, Mayor Chow. Our first student speaker, Nathan Alamo, is representing all the graduates earning a high school credential. I ask Nathan to come up and speak with us.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the 2022 graduation ceremony for the Lowell Abisi Adult Education Center. On behalf of the school, I would like to extend a special thank you to Mayor Chow, members of the Lowell Public Schools Administration, members of the Lowell School Committee and City Lowell Council, the Abisi Adult Education Center, staff, family, and graduates. Growing up, I felt like a normal kid at home. But while in school, it felt like a challenge every day. Like many people, I struggled and still struggle with anxiety, depression, and ADHD. As a young child, I wouldn't understand why I couldn't learn as easily as the other kids. I remember getting frustrated when other students could do work so easily without teachers' help, and I couldn't even read the instructions without the teacher. Throughout elementary school, I remember there was one teacher that helped me immensely. Her name was Mrs. Walton. She helped me space words when writing with something called the spaceman. It was a little wooden figure of an astronaut that you would put after a word to help you space words correctly. I remember her helping me deal with my anxiety in an academic setting. She was probably one of the first teachers to help me in such a positive and creative way. I still think of her to this day and her strategies that's helped me have the courage to get up onto this stage in front of all of you. Throughout most of elementary school years and the beginning of middle school, I was able to use teachers' advice and strategies to help me get through. But my world changed tremendously when my dad passed away when I was in 8th grade. Not only was I dealing with personal emotions, but I was struggling to get back into school to finish my 8th grade year. On my first day of high school, the first thing I remember telling myself was, I could get through these 4 years just like any other student. But it was hard dealing with my personal emotions from my dad's passing. I would get stressed extremely easily, so I developed a habit of putting stressful emotions to the side to be dealt with later, which meant I was always behind academically. I stopped caring about my education and quit school right before COVID. Shortly thereafter, I began online high school classes. But like many people, I struggled. Online classes were a challenge for me because I'm a visual learner, and I find it easier having a teacher in person explaining a concept in depth. Not only was classwork difficult for me, but I struggled with my mental health during quarantine. I found it difficult to have energy and enthusiasm to do classwork when the world seemed to be falling apart. It was so hard to gain a connection with fellow students and teachers. Being a social person, I missed forming relationships with teachers and my fellow students in person. In the fall of 2021, I registered and began adult education classes. I remember my first day walking into Abisi. It was so strange attending classes with adults and people older than me. But I learned to love it because everyone was so mature and had such a positive outlook on their future and their lives. My fellow students were extremely caring. It was wonderful being a part of a community where everyone checked up on one another. We gave each other advice and gave each other the confidence to go for each test. I also appreciated having someone to talk to, as it was so inspirational hearing everyone's stories, goals, and aspirations, knowing that they were going through the same steps and emotions that I was. I want to thank my fellow classmates because they've helped me persevere with their words of wisdom and encouragement. While attending Abisi, I matured and changed a lot. I overcame the voices in my head that told me I couldn't do things. I had to push myself and believe in myself like I never had to before, and change my outlook to a more positive one. I had to overcome the voices in my head telling me that I couldn't be like everyone else achieving good grades and understanding everything the teachers were talking about. There were tough days when I would go home confused and stressed, and I'd hear the little voice in my head telling me to give up, but I'd always push myself. My teachers at Abisi helped me stress less about academics because they gave me a stable path to success. They explained things with all sorts of visuals, gave guided practice, independent practice, and extra practice if I needed it. I actually started to understand things I never understood before. I noticed I began to mature more and stopped pushing things aside. I remember Christina told the class one day that it's okay to get confused about things and to not get stressed. She said, it's okay to productively struggle. It's okay to be wrong or even fail. This made me realize that there's always a solution to any problem that you're stressing about. With lots of support from the teachers at Abisi, I pushed myself to a level of determination that I never knew I had. I'm glad I did though, because it helped me learn something new about myself. It almost felt like I was forming into this version of myself that I was actually happy about. I realized that I was always find a way to understand what I was struggling with. Since attending Abisi, my outlook on education and my academic confidence has changed completely. At first, I was a little disappointed to just be getting my high school credential, but now I realize that it's actually better than I could have ever expected. The decision to attend Abisi was probably the best decision I've ever made. Now that I am a graduate, I am planning on attending Middlesex Community College in the fall and getting my EMT certification. I would like to transfer to a university to further my education and become a firefighter. Tonight there are some important family members that I also want to recognize. My older sister has always been my biggest inspiration. I remember from a young age seeing my sister come home from college, where she also took an EMT course. Seeing her excitement when she came home has inspired me to want to follow into her footsteps. The most influential person in my life is my mom. She powered through life as a single mom, raising 4 kids on her own, working jobs and paying bills. I want to thank my mom for not only supporting me my entire life, but also setting time aside from her stressful day to sit down and listen to me. I want to thank her for being my best friend and making me laugh on days that I need it the most. I want to also thank her for being an exceptional role model. Seeing all of your accomplishments have encouraged me to want to persevere and build a future for myself. I also want to thank my grandma for being an advocate for my education. She pushed me to continue my education to succeed. I'm immensely appreciative of my mother and grandmother who were my cheerleaders. Throughout my life, even though I've made some interesting decisions and gone through a lot, they were both there for me with a shoulder to cry on and a hug to embrace me. Most importantly, they've listened to me and accepted the person that I am. So I encourage all of you tonight to remember to thank those who have helped you get to where you are today too. Tonight is a start to a new beginning. Let's look at tonight's achievement as an inspiration to set and accomplish even more goals. I would like to finish with something my mother told me. She said that your whole life could fall apart in seconds. Everything that you have worked for could be lost, but the only thing that could pick you up and help you start again is your education. Happy Pride Month, and congratulations, graduates.
I don't think I can say any more. That was wonderful, Nathan. Thank you for sharing your story. We wish you the very best. Now to speak on behalf of all English as a second language students, I invite Cassia Lewis to address us.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Cassia Lewis. Last year, I came to the United States on holiday. At the time, the situation in my country was very difficult. After a few weeks, the situation became worse, and the president of Haiti was assassinated. I made a very difficult decision to stay in the United States. I was scared because it was a new experience for me, a new country, a new culture, a new language. Everything was new for me. I told myself that it wasn't going to be easy, but if I worked hard, my life could be better. I could not speak read, or write in English. But in September of 2021, I found a school to help me to improve my English. It was the Abisi Adult Education Center. I started at level 3 with Liz as my teacher. With Liz's help, I started understanding speaking and writing in English. Then, in February, Liz suggested that I move up to level 4 in Susan's class. Adriana, the student services coordinator, talked to me about the Certified Nursing Assistant program. I passed the entrance exam and started the training in April. The classes with Cherry and Deborah are very interesting and help me to continue to improve my English skills. Also in April, Sarah tested me to see if I could be placed in high school equivalency classes. Again, I passed. And I've been studying with Mara, Robin, and Christina. My teachers are very passionate and always ready to help me to understand better. All I can say is that school is like family, with a staff of only great people who care about our students' progress. I feel like they will do anything to help the students succeed and move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Cassia. We very much appreciate your story, and you're an inspiration to many. At this time, I'd like to ask Dr. Joel Boyd, Superintendent of Schools, to address us.
So I don't know that I can follow such inspirational stories. So I'm going to be extremely brief here, and I'm going to ask for all of your help, because tonight we're celebrating what we say we intend to do each and every day in our public schools, which is to celebrate lifelong learning. We're celebrating here multi-generational learning. We can hear our young people, our littlest ones, up in the balcony. I can see students of all ages that are attending our schools whose parents are before us advancing their own learning. We have students here that have advanced their learning to their high school credential, students that are advancing in their English language, and I think they earn a real congratulations. So if you could, hold on a second here, because we have a tendency to raise the roof here. Congratulations, class of 2022. We sometimes fill this auditorium with teenagers, and when we fill it with teenagers, we can hear it out in the street. So one more time, congratulations! Thank you, graduates, for your commitment to your own learning. And please, don't make this the last time you're here at Lowell Public Schools. You are a part of the Lowell Public School family. You're welcome anytime, and we hope to see you often. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Dr. Boyd. We'll move on to scholarships at this time. Tonight, we will be awarding 2 scholarships in memory of Elizabeth K. Sapatsaris. Betty Sapatsaris was the very first teacher hired for the adult education program back in 1977. And in those early days, Betty worked with all of the students and encouraged so many to work hard, achieve their goals, and continue learning. Betty passed away suddenly in 1988. Betty's family, the Sapatsaris and Curtis families, along with many friends and colleagues, established this scholarship in Betty's memory as a tribute to her work with adult students. 2 deserving students were selected by the scholarship committee this year to be recipients of these special awards. Our thanks to Betty's husband, Charlie Sapatsaris, her daughter, Alexis, neither of whom could be with us tonight, and the entire Sapatsaris committee. The Sapatsaris family and committee have been generous benefactors of our program for many years with scholarships and gift cards at Christmas time and in other ways, and we're very grateful for that. I would ask our lead high school equivalency program teachers, Christina Cronin and Maura McCabe, to present these scholarships tonight. The first awardee was an in-person student who went through a metamorphosis while with us at Abisi Adult Ed. While at first he was not confident to say much during class, he soon found his confidence in his voice, and the staff witnessed this student absolutely flourish. When asked about his success, he continually and humbly gave credit to others. At a young age, he had a remarkably grateful heart. This student developed a clear goal, but like many people who set goals, realized that there were several steps to get there. This did not deter him. He had the determination and strong will to stay the course. With his big heart, strong intellect, and keen self-awareness, he has chosen a career as a public servant and hopes to give back to his community. You heard earlier from this student who plans to go to Middlesex Community College to become an EMT and then a firefighter. Please help me congratulate our first EKT scholarship recipient, Nathan Alamo. Our second EKT, that's what we minimized it to, Elizabeth K. Sapatsaris, scholarship recipient, is given to another special student who had great attendance and participation, and like Nathan, is intelligent and grateful. She often finished her classwork early, and it was usually correct, so teachers quickly began finding advanced work to challenge her, and she seemed to love it. Even after passing certain tests, she kept coming to some of her classes, although she didn't technically have to do that. In fact, even after achieving her high school credential, she continued attending some of her classes to try to continue learning advanced skills in preparation for when she went to college. While this student has been in the country less than a year, not only did she earn a high school credential here, but she has already been accepted to the Health Pathways Associate Degree Program, which we understand is one of the hardest majors to get into at Middlesex Community College. Her ambition and intelligence are matched just as equally by her kindness. It was a common occurrence to see her helping her peers and sharing kind remarks with not only them, but with her teachers as well. This career path is perfect for her as she is special and has so much kindness to give to her community. Please join me in congratulating Soldato Corona as our second EKT scholarship recipient. Congratulations to both of you. Another one of our beloved teachers, Ann White, passed away in 2020. Ann's husband, Wayne, her daughter, Megan, and family, and many friends and colleagues generously established the Ann C. White Memorial Scholarship to be awarded to deserving second language students in our program. Ann was so devoted to her students, and we will remember her kindness with these 3 awards. Each of the recipients is working towards securing professional credentials here in their new country. Wayne and Megan are here to make these awards for us. The first student earning the Ian White Memorial Scholarship has earned her medical degree in her native Afghanistan. She has begun the process of securing, translating, and evaluating her transcripts here, and is also working with a tutor to familiarize herself with the English version of medical terminology. She has excellent attendance and is working hard in her English class. She is quiet and studious and delightful to have in class. Akila Moman will receive the first award of $500. Here she is. Our next recipient is also a medical doctor. He is a native of Haiti and earned his MD medical degree in the Dominican Republic. Since he started classes in September, he has taken our free CNA training in a program partnership we run with the International Institute of Middlesex Community College. He is also pursuing having his credentials translated and evaluated. Since he completed the CNA program, he has taken every possible training for a community health outreach worker at our partner Lowell Community Health Center. He would like to enroll in a public health program at UMass Lowell. Pierre Junior Laurent will receive the second award of $500. The third recipient of the Ian White Award is a native of Brazil, where she was a teacher. She worked very hard in her level 4 ESOL class, where she encouraged her fellow students, as teachers always do, and always made the classroom a brighter place with her enthusiasm. She was particularly enthusiastic about borrowing books from our school library card so she could read with her daughter. Thanks to her perseverance, she tested into the high school equivalency program this April. Tonight, we want to honor Rayan Silva and help finance her dream of getting her teaching credentials here. Rayan? We have an additional scholarship, the Abisi Adult Education Center Staff Award, to be presented by Christina Cronin. This last award, we would like to recognize a student in our HSC, High School Equivalency Program, with a Staff Scholarship Award. As a student in remote classes this year, this next student really impressed her teachers. She was clearly very intelligent, but beyond that, she was very dedicated and an active member of her online classes. She managed to interact with all members of the class, sympathizing, encouraging, or congratulating them as they shared the issues they were dealing with. She expressed empathy and concern for students when they were not in class, congratulated others when they reported that they passed their exams, and even cheered for those who needed some encouragement to give their tests a try. These interactions enriched the culture of the classroom and created such a wonderful bond between the community of learners. It takes a special person to always think of others in such a kind way and help foster that bond. It's even more amazing to think that this student is a mom of 4 and began her remote classes with us when her twins were just 2 months old. Like many of our other recipients of scholarships tonight, she too is choosing a career in public service, giving back to the community by studying at Middlesex Community College to become a certified nursing assistant. The Abisi Adult Education HSC Staff Award goes to Nisha Henry. Congratulations to all the scholarship recipients tonight. At this time, we will award certificates to students in our English as a Second Language program. Meg Chase will call the names, assisted by Susan Silk. I would ask School Committeeman Dominic Lay to come forward and hand out the certificates. And I would ask the graduates to return to your seat after you receive your certificates. Congratulations to our ESO1 graduates. Our first graduate is going to be Katia Lewis. Hak Chun Yi. And Sor Chun. Non Sunrit. Mary Adams Rojas. Maria Agaliza. Alma Algalir Alvarez. Claygy Alvarez. Samara Americo Hooper. Susley Aparecida Antonio Camila Araujo Martins. Bianca Arsenio. Lina Arias Cortez. Elisili Esef. Judith Barbosa Santiago. Evanir Barros. Enrique Barros. Barroso. Aditya Genara Paula Brabham Fusco, Lenny Brito, Roland Booth, Yomera Cabrera Andulaga, Carlos Andre Caldaro Agudelo, Andre Camargo, Juana Capellan Debista, Vladimir Katari, Umar John, McKenna Chan, Jana Che, Wesley Chen, Floyd Shimanya, Luli Ciprian, Teresa Clemente, Valeria Coelho, Hercules Coimbra, Camila Correa, Barbara Couto, Jolene Zansini, Kelly Da Silva, Luis Da Silva, Wesley De Jesus Noguera, Luisa De Jesus Yensi, Andre De Rivera, Giovanna De Rivera, Laudete De Rivera, Suli De Rivera, Ezequiel Resende, Itamara Christina De Souza, Jacksonia De Souza, Seraphin Dormizel, Rosa Dos Canova, Marcia Dos Santos, Dara M, Sopal M, Yenny Feliz, Alessandra Ferreira, Hilario Ferreira, Jesse Florian, Reginalda Quintora, Andrea Cortez, Elenzita Fergaleri, Edison Fergaleri, Casella Fergaleri, Robertson Fusco, Josefina Garcia Salazar, Johnny Garcia Toro, Juan Gervasio Zamora, Marcela Gomez, Milton Gomez, Maria Gomez, Nancy Gomez, Leonice Gonzalez, Jennifer Gonzalez, Marian Gonzalez, Eliane Gudes, Dioris Herrera de Valdez, Brenda Gutierrez, Tanya Guzman, Sundays Habib Fenjan, Henwan K, Ratana Fuentes, T. Pong Fuentes, Uera Kier, Yulia Kazanke, Kathy Kia, Nabe Ko, Sodalin Kid, Martin King, Sarah Horn, Pong Lei, Lorena Laredo Castro, Pierre Juna Loren, Pauline Lei, Jessica Lennox, Kesiani Lima, Chanmali Lo, Ruben Landano Gil, Maria Lopez, Diana Lopez Gomez, Hector Lopez Ramirez, Ana Iris Lorenzo de Valera, Gusmo Busan, Ana Mafla Ramirez, Augusto Magahales, Ronaldo Magahales, Christian Maldonado, Victor Matos, Tayer Mania Zaria, Juliana Mello, Eranu Marino, Abdel Karim Mohammed Ali, Akila Moman, Carlos Montoya, Tang Mao, Altagracia Murillo, Consulta Nasalie, Christina Nascimento, Chenda Nek, Farida Liasi, Valeska Nuguera, Sidalea Oliveira, Leone Oliveira, Lacey Ortiz, Stringlook, Coach, Ji Young Park, Mayank Patel, Diana Perez Patino, Kanyaka Kwon, Jacqueline Quiros, Sonia Ranjan, Ranfrey Raimundo, Juan Restrepo Tagari, Ana Rivera, Elizabeth Rodriguez, Maria Rodriguez de Samas, Diana Carolina Rodriguez Garcia, Elizabeth Rosas, Chavez, Camilla Souza, Molly Todd, Shachipa Tarku, Charlie Frank Chakote, Tommy Tang, Juscelini Toledo, Tour, Makara Tunvan, Sokip Tran, Sharon Lisa Book, Jocelyn Uza Makunda, Ilda Vega de Andre, Makele Wazango, Fabiola White, Cara Williams Bias, Radel Lira Flores, Dayani Fernandez, Sochet Horn, Sandra Silvera, Chantal Nem, Elenice Silva, Sarah Liu. Congratulations to our ESOL graduates. Good job, Thank you, school committee today, and congratulations to all of our ESOL students earning a certificate of completion. Great job. And thank you to Meg Meg was up all night working on those names, and I don't think she missed one, so good job, Meg. I would ask school committee woman Susie Chun to come up. Tonight, Mara McKay will call the names, assisted by Christina Cronin. Nathan Alamo. Christina Alexis. Zamaya Aponte. Natasha Arias. Manisha
Caroma. Karina Martinez. Alexa McDevitt. Ari Mendez Medina. Caroline Minkowski. Evelyn Masoke. Emily Norman. Yesenia Pagan. Chung Pong. Basane Se. Elena De Oliveira. Elizabeth Suarez. Shante White Alameda. Kenneth Walterding. Michael Woods. Simone Smith.
Congratulations to all of you. Thank you, Mark and Christina, for calling the names and distributing those in School Committee Room Chun. This concludes our ceremony. Please join us for a celebratory reception in the high school auditorium. Have a wonderful night and a wonderful life. Congratulations to everyone.